To recap, this is happening now. No, so I don't like it. Anyway, hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Diddy Kong Racing. I am Hunter. And in the last part, we finished up Dragon Force with the rematches and the Silver Coin challenges, and in this part we're going to be facing Wizpig, who is not the sole focus of this video, as you might be able to tell by the length of the damn thing. Because in this part, we're not only going to be doing Wizpig, we're also going to be starting the trophy races, of which half of them will be done in this part. Why? Well, if I shoved all of the trophy races in this part, we'd be here forever. And I'm serious, like, if I added all the trophy races in this part, it'd be like 40 plus minutes on, and that'd be a little bit much. But we are doing the trophy races, otherwise this part would be like 8 minutes long. And that ain't right. Anyway, Wizpig. Let's talk about Wizpig. Remember when I said that Bubbler was the hardest? Wizpig is the hardest. Now, I say during most races that simply screwing up is warrant a restart. Here, it is 100% warranting a restart. If you so much as bump into a wall, or dare miss a zipper, or even drive on the grass for too long, you've basically lost the race. Just flat out, you've lost the race. He demands perfection. Damn near perfection. And I screw up in this race and only managed to get through by just a slight sliver. He is most definitely the hardest race in the entire game. Yes, even more so than the one that comes after this one. Because, spoiler alert for a 2-decade-old game, you race him again. But yeah. But this is still the hardest race because there aren't really any exploits you can do to take advantage of the fact other than the tap of the A button to accelerate, which I do believe I abuse here. I see that thing where I accidentally hit the grass. If I so much as stayed on that grass for any second longer, then I would have lost, just flat out. And I'm pretty sure I'm not even lying about that. And you, by the way, yes, you have to hit that zipper before you drive through the grassy part, otherwise you're gonna be stuck, and that's another dead run right there. I'm trying to remember. I do miss a zipper at some point in this race. Yeah, that one. You see that? That, and this? I should have lost this race. But the only reason I somehow managed to win this one is through the mashing the A button to accelerate trick, which is the only way you have any goddamn chance of catching up to him should you make this many failures. Yeah, like a second and a half of missteps, or misdrives? I don't know what you call it. Yeah, dead run. Just straight up. This boss is... Can I call him the SNK of racing bosses? Because I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna call him the SNK boss of racing bosses. Because look how goddamn close I get to losing. Like, look at that. You see how close that was? That was absurd. But with that, we beat Wizpig. Yeah. No, I ain't gonna pad this video out for him. Yeah, just heck off, you goddamn loser. Also, I feel like if for those who don't know, I did stream this game several years ago. Well, the end game of this game several years ago. And I brought up the fact that for me, the Wizpig voice sounds an awful lot like King Koopa from the Mario Brothers Super Show and the other respective series that character makes an appearance in. Still holds true. I don't know why. He just sounds like King Koopa. You know, those pesky plumbers. I can't do that voice. I can't do that voice. But you know what I'm talking about, right? I don't feel like I need to explain any further than just King Koopa from the Super Show, because he just sounds like that. He just sounds like that. Anyway, we beat Wizpig, so clearly this warrants a party. Surely nothing can go wrong with this party. Especially with Bumper doing his signature running in place in the beach dance. Seriously, what is Bumper doing? Why is he just running in place? What a loser. And somehow Diddy did not see him despite, you know, him flying past this lighthouse? Yeah, anyway, Wizpig is here, is like, was this a party? You didn't invite me? Well, time to crash it! He's about to murder these lads. It's that line in particular that just makes me think of Super Show Koopa, because he says worms in the exact same way. I know it isn't that voice because, you know, like I said before, I'm pretty sure that the majority of voices, he's trying to kill Conker. He's straight up just trying to kill Conker. Yeah, but like I said before, I think the majority of the voices are just done by the same dude. Because, you know, that was the case with Conker's Bad Fur Day, where all the male voices, with the exception of one, was done by one person, and all the female voices was done by another. Anyway, yeah, like I mentioned before, he is indeed a space pig wizard. Video games are weird. Anyway, here are the credit sequence, but these don't count. These aren't canon. These aren't the proper full credit sequence. So I'm gonna still put aside my final thoughts until, you know, we're actually done with this game, which we're not yet. We still got like another 4 parts to go after this one, I want to say. Yeah, 4 parts. So we're not quite done yet. Now, the moment of truth. The footage you're about to see is recorded recently. By recently, I mean it was like a few days ago, at most. So, also what? Also, the rest of the staff. What? Anyway, yeah, so the footage for the trophy races and everything afterward was recorded recently. So if the audio problem is still a thing, I'm going to have to look into that. But even if it is a thing still, I will make accommodations for when I record banjo-kazooie. I won't be recording all of it. I'm going to try and record some of it today, basically. And hopefully, with that in mind, we will be able to, you know, make sure that we get the best possible outcome for the LP, and not some kind of quality mess of bad. Which wouldn't be good. It would not be good indeed. Anyhow, yes. Special thanks to North American Treehouse. See, Treehouse was still a thing back then. I'm surprised, actually. Because everybody's talk about Treehouse makes it seem like they were just a recent group of people. No, they've been around for a while. Like a really long time. Then again, I'm not entirely sure if it's only just recently that they started doing translation stuff, but yeah. Although I think these are the same credits as the... Yeah, no, these are the same credits, because I'll know if these are the same credits if they just... Yeah, these are the same credits that play at the end of the game, but like I said, these ones don't count, because even though they're the same, the end? Yeah, we're not done yet. We're not even close. And here are some cheat codes, for reasons that... Yeah, well, one cheat code. Just one, no more, no less. So, yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, you're probably wondering now what? Well, like I said before, the trophy races, which we need to, you know, complete and get, you know, the gold trophy for if we're going to get access to the final world. I'm looking at this lighthouse conspicuously. You'll find out momentarily. Yeah, I don't know how the hell Wizpig managed to hide himself behind that, but he did. Anyway, yeah. So here's the billboard that keeps track of your trophies. And they correspond to the trophies. And I'm like, lighthouse, billboard, I wonder what it could mean. So with that in mind, I'm going to drive into a loading zone so I can make a cool little transition to the character I will be using. To do the trophy races that I mentioned before is Banjo. Because yes. And with that, I will also talk about Banjo and how he controls, because if you haven't figured it out, yes, every racer controls differently. That's why they allow you to pick a racer in the first place. If they all controlled the same, there really wouldn't be a point. Anyway, so if I recall correctly, Banjo here has an insane acceleration and top speed, but his handling is absolute ass. Like, literally the worst. So, advice, maybe don't pick Banjo for, races, because... Well, I mean, you can play him for funsies in multiplayer, because he's, like I said, really fast. But at the same time, handling is absolute piss poor. Either that or his handling is really good, and I'm just not used to how... No, I'm pretty sure its handling is just bad. Because he, like, you float. You glide when you turn. It's, like, really weird, so... I'm pretty sure I'm right in that regard. With regard to how his stats are. Yeah, so trophy races, like I said before, they're like Grand Prix. The goal is to effectively place first at the end of it, not necessarily place first in every race. If you try and do that, you won't get nothing. You won't be given a pat on the back, you won't given like an achievement or anything. There isn't a point, just don't bother. So my personal advice is try and get first in at least 3 races. Or first in 2 races and second in 1. I don't know, basically just try and get in first, but if you don't get in first, keep an eye on who placed ahead of you so you know who to make sure to knock back behind. Otherwise, they're going to be an issue. And this actually happens pretty close to the end of the Dragon Forest Cup, which we won't be seeing in this video. By the way, as soon as you pass the finish line, just press A. It doesn't auto transition to the screen. So yeah, first place gets 9 points, second place gets 7, fifth place gets 3. No, third place. Okay, first place gets 9 points, second place gets 7 points, third place gets 5 points, fourth place gets 3 points, fifth place gets 2, sixth place gets. No, actually, no. Sorry. Fourth place gets 4, fifth place gets 3, sixth place gets 2, seventh place gets 1, and eighth place you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Also, another thing I forgot to mention, banjo sound effects are a lot louder, or a lot longer than Diddy's. So, hear him go, whoa, and Guh-huh can probably grind on your nerves a little bit. Just as an aside, even though, you know, I love banjo-kazooie to death. This, every time you pass somebody, he Guh-hus. And every time you hit a zipper, he goes, whoa. Well, basically, you'll be hearing whoa and Guh-huh a lot. So hopefully you like those 2 sounds, because you're going to be hearing them quite a bit. Just throwing that out there. It's strange, because I'm pretty sure they just reuse these sound effects straight up for Banjo-Kazooie. Like, no, so I think they do redo them for Tooie, but I can't be sure on that. I think they still... No, I don't recall them using the same ones for Tooie. I think they are slightly different. But they're certainly the same ones in Kazooie. That Guh-huh is definitely the same one. Yeah, I think they're just reused. So I win this. I don't win first place in this race, I don't think. But it's okay, like I said. Just as long as you get first in the tournament, in the Grand Prix overall, you're fine. Yeah, so I think I do place second in this race. But it's like, I'm fine with that. It's not a huge loss. That just means I have to make sure I win the next 2 races. It is incredibly annoying though, because when recording these, I did have to make sure I eventually placed first in the rankings. Otherwise, I would have to spend like 10 minutes redoing the whole cup. And that is incredibly aggravating. I'll have to look at the standings again to make sure I had it right with regard to the point counts, but yeah. Also, as you can tell, the position you placed in the last race is how you'll start in the next one, even though it doesn't matter because you're just at the start line, so it just changes. Anyway. You'll just basically miss that. Anyway, so Dino Domain's trophy race is, as you would expect, the easiest one, because the courses are short and relatively simple in terms of structure. So just grab bananas, hit zippers, do all that stuff. You don't have to worry much about the AI here. Although, it must be said, I think the AI is running off the same aggressiveness as they are in the Silver Coin challenges, so be wary of that. Because as you can tell, they are definitely going really fast. And they are showing no mercy when it comes to making sure that you are the target of any and all attacks that they can dole out. Which is mostly none, but, you know, whatever. If they get a balloon, they're probably going to try and shoot a missile at you. I actually don't know how the AI really works in this game. Because it seems sometimes they're really aggressive and they will attempt to knock you, but they're not like Mario Kart, where if they get an item, they will use it, and the AI will always try and go for an item. This, they're like, maybe we'll go for an item, or, you know, maybe we won't. So let's see. Oh, you just don't get any points if you place in 6th, 7th, or 8th. So, yeah. Let me make an amendment. First place gets 9, second place gets 7, third place gets 5, 4th place gets 3, 5th place gets 1, and if you're anything below that, you get nothing. So, you know, try and get in the top 2, because otherwise you're selling yourself short. This isn't as forgiving as Mario Kart's ranking in that regard. Then again, if you place anything below, like, 3rd consistently in a Grand Prix in Mario Kart, you're not getting that gold trophy anyway. So, yeah. Anyway, this is probably the easiest one to get 1st place in anyhow, because you just grab these 3, you grab that balloon back there before the arc, and then you grab these 2 balloons up here in a row, and then you get a free, words are hard, especially when you're talking over yourself like this. I did not mean to do that backflip. Do not do backflip, kids. Which I even forget how you do. Sometimes I just do that accidentally. But yeah. You grab a boost balloon up here, and then use it because you're like, I need to get ahead. I need to catch up to Crunch. At least I think it's Crunch. Is it Crunch? I'm pretty sure he drives the orange one. Unless that's... No, never mind. That's not Crunch. That's Bumper. Of course it's Bumper. It's always Bumper. Why is it always Bumper? Why must it always be him? I do think I placed 1st in this race. If I don't, then, well, it's fine. I still think I win the tournament overall. But I know I do, because I left this run in, and I actually made sure to cut around the failed runs. No, it was Crunch. Never mind. God damn it! His stupid plane got in the way of me getting ahead of him. The jerk. Yeah, see, we're still fine, because he placed in lower positions in previous races, so we're still good. We're still fine. We're still fine here. So yeah, it should be noted that you do actually get different trophies depending on where you place. 1st place, you get a Wizpig trophy, that's gold. 2nd place, you get a Taj trophy, that's silver. And 3rd place, you get a TT trophy, that's bronze. I do have footage for me getting a silver Taj trophy, but I don't really feel the necessary need to show them. Because, once again, you do have to get gold. You do have to get the Wizpig trophies in order to unlock the last world, so you do have to place 1st. Because, if you remember the few times I've entered the status screen accessible through TT in the world lobbies, they are outlines of Wizpig, so you do need to get the 1st place trophies. And not any others. As unfortunate as it is, you do in fact need to get 1st place in every race you do. Well, not every race you do, because like I said, you can be a bit lenient with the Grand Prix here. Just so long as you place 1st overall, then you're fine, but still. Getting in 1st is highlighted as a high priority thing. Fuck you, Bumper. Sit down. Ow. So you see, sometimes they'll get an item and shoot at you, but it's not very often in this game. So it comes as a shock when it actually does happen. And at that point, I'm like, okay, you want to play like that? Fine. I'll grab myself a goddamn rocket. Or 2. Well, 1, actually, not 2. I can't grab more than 2. I can grab... Well, I mean, I can grab more than 2, but it'll be 10. And they're not very accurate. Hey, how the hell did you get ahead of me? Sit down. Goddamn badger. Yeah, you hit that tree. I'm a fool. But yeah, as you can tell, Banjo is ridiculously fast. With top speed and a heck of a lot of bananas. For the record, I don't know if the top speed ever gets any higher once you hit 10 bananas. I think that's where the speed caps out. In terms of the boost you get from acquiring bananas. Anyway, Banjo's about to run into a tree. The fool. The utter fool. Now, if we were to talk about races that can completely screw you over, this is one of them. Yeah. This particular... there's a few courses in the Grand Prix that will probably prove to be difficult. I don't think there's really any that stick out in Dino Domain, but in every other one, there's usually one. In Snowflake Mountain's Trophy Challenge, it's this one. Because, 1, these corners, 2, these corners, and 3, mostly those corners. But yeah, this is where it starts to get tricky. And with the amount of zippers on this course, yeah, the AI is gonna get really excited to go on them and attempt to outspeed you. My personal advice: save boost for here, or I'm actually, you know what? Wait, I don't want to actually grab any of those balloons. I want to wait until I get a 100% clear straightaway to use it. Also, a good idea to not use your boost before this loop, because I think it just stops, because that loop is automated, so it's better to just build up the boost to the other two balloons. Yeah, see, now the AI is trying to shoot me. Now they're actually trying to end me. But I will not let them end me, for I have the power of boost on my side. Ooh, one of them has a shield. They think they can catch up to me, but they are wrong. It should also be noted that even though even though the left pass seems like a more a shorter route, which it technically is, how the hell, Pipsy? How the hell? No, you managed to somehow Pipsy managed to somehow acquire a tier 3 boost. She was waiting to use that one. Like, good god. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, even though it may seem like the left path is shorter, the treacherous nature of it is definitely warrants me not recommending it because of that, and you're likely to slip off and bounce into the water, and if you do that, you're more or less stuck bouncing in the water in that section, so just don't. No, Pipsy, you are not getting ahead of me. Stop. I win. I win. I'm actually trying to remember if I straight ace, if I ace any of these cups. I don't think any of the first 4 world ones, but certainly the one in the last world, which we'll get a preview of the intro to that world in the next part. Yes, I said a preview to the intro. Yes, the one time that a world gets a proper introduction sequence is this last world, which is fitting considering the ridiculous nature of how it is accessed. Although you might already know what it is, I actually want to keep this surprise a secret, unlike mostly everything else in the game. Unless I've already said what it is. I might have already said what it is, but I did basically say that there are firewalls, and I didn't say how you got access to them, did I? No, don't think I did. It's still hilarious. Thank you, Diddy, for the bump, by the way. I actually needed that. Now, I think I don't place first in this one either. Oh my god, Pipsy is just dead. She just ran into that mine and she's gone. She's gone, despite still being on the track. Now, let's see. Do I get the tri boost? Yeah, I get the quad. I get the quad boost here. Nyom! No, wait, I do place first in this one too. Never mind. I thought I didn't for some reason. I must be thinking of the failed attempt at the race. Yeah. So if I were to rank the different ways you had to go through each of the courses in terms of difficulty, the silver coins is the hardest, because, you know, you have to, you know, shoot off to the sides to grab the coins and then also place in first, which is a little bit, against, you know, just trying to get around the track the fastest by, you know, bubbling the corners and whatnot. Then it's the trophy races, given the fact you got to do 4 races in a row and overall place in first to, you know, get the trophy you need. And then last is the standard race, because, yes. Did I say easiest to hardest? I meant hardest to easiest in that ranking. You know what I mean, though. Anyway, yeah, so there is technically another reason why I picked Banjo besides banjo-kazooie representation, is because I actually had a toy of this guy as a kid, of him. You know, he had a car. I don't remember because, you know, they sold Diddy Kong racing toys as a kid, like years ago. And I think every racer got their cart, themselves, and an item. I do not remember for the life of me what Banjo's item was, though. Like, I can't honestly remember what it was. I want to say it was probably just the missile. Or maybe it was the bomb. It might have been the bomb. Or maybe some of the racers got items and some of them just didn't. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure they all came with an item. I'm pretty sure they... People, tell me I'm not wrong about this. They all did come with like an item or something, right? Oh, Bumper, you asshat. I think you actually place ahead of me in this race. Because you just keep driving in front of me. Bumper, please move. Yeah, no, I think he beats me in this race, but it's like, whatever. Whatever, it's fine. No, actually, I think I placed ahead of him. Yeah, no, I do. Okay, no, never mind. With regard to any cups that I ace this one. Just done. Got first place in all 4 races. Get owned, you goddamn badger. Yay! 36 points. Anyway, next time on Let's Play Diddy Kong Racing, we're going to be doing the cups for Sherbet Island and Dragon Forest, as well as showing the intro to the last world of the game. So until then, see you later and goodbye. No audio glitches, yay!